Hey, y'all. What's going on? Y'all know how we do. We do this every time we get crunk because we're real talk with real women grindy. Say that 3 times and see what happens. But we even got theme songs. They didn't know they was making that for us. They didn't, but it is ours. Do y'all know this is the first show of the year and I am super duper excited. One, because we started this show with 4 people. I kid you not, 4 people over a year ago. We started and we went from 4 to 3, 3 to 2, and 2 to 1. Little old me. Hey, but it's all good. But we keep it going because my heart definitely loves to connect with women and empower women and support women in everything, the stories, because we're mothers, we're daughters, we're sisters, we're aunts, we're companions, we work 9 to 5, we got our own business, we got a side hustle, we doing laundry, we feeding folks, all of this. And we homeschooling now, some of us right now. At this current point, some of our children are at home on virtual school. So now, so, it's been a year. 2021 has been a year. But we're going brand new in 2022, deuce. And we started out strong. So we've been there, we've done that. We homeschool away, we've been there, done that. Now what? It's like, so we're facing things a little bit differently right now. Here's a statistic for you. Minority of women are not business owners. The majority of the business owner are men. If you guys have never heard me say that, that's what's true. Statistics say that, and numbers, unless you're skewing them, really don't lie. But here's the other thing: a lot of women are running those companies. They're the CEOs, or they're the operations officers, the VPs. They're 6-figure income earner corporate boss ladies. Now that part statistically is true too as well. So it's like, we're the minority when it comes to having our own. However, we do the most and empower others and not ourselves. And we have the skill set to do so. But here's another truth. The statistics, unfortunately, is this: there are a lot of women who start businesses. Yes, 2020 broke the trademark record and it's still climbing, climbing. So talking to trademark attorneys have went up, they're loving life right now. They're loving it because they're getting all the biz. Because a lot of businesses started at home. People have to figure out outside the box of what they were going to do when they could not go to work anymore. It's no longer about brick and mortar. It's about click and order. The e-commerce scene has blown up. What's Etsy, Pinterest, the Foursquare or Square, the credit card machine, all that blew up. So it's like, wow. But here's the hard truth. The second year, the third year, those same businesses that were open on the first year probably will not be in business. Yep. That is the hard, cold truth of the matter. And here's the way the business cycle works. Between 2 to 3 years, the first 3 years is like you're getting there. You're forming your formulation, you're getting your company together, you get everything right. You haven't hit your momentum yet because that's when you're getting in that profit mode and you're not putting out more money. Money is now coming in. But it takes like the first 3 years for that to like kind of happen. And then you're kind of toning it out to be stable. But we don't make it there. And so it's a hard truth that is the case. But here's another hard truth. What happens at the beginning of the year? We write these things down called resolutions. I'm going to be this, I'm going to do that. I like to say they're resolutions. That's just me. Because in the gym, like right now, you probably see it full crunk, like people wall to wall, everything. But then by February, March, it slowly starts trickling away. So what happens? What happens with women?
A lot of people set lofty, unreachable resolutions.
Absolutely. So being realistic about what your circumstances are instead of comparing yourself to somebody else, keeping up with the Joneses, or the Kardashians or whatever woman that inspires you. Let
Right.
them inspire you. But don't make the mistake of seeing their glory right now and not knowing their story. You don't know what they did and how they did it. And so that's why I like having these conversations right here with Real Talk with Real Woman Grinding, because we're not scared to say it. And so people who come on this show, I'd be like, no fluff. We don't want to hear the fluff. We want to hear the truth of the matter. And this young lady right here, she's so phenomenal. I keep telling you, I meet these wonderful women on Clubhouse. The app is such a great thing where you can actually talk to people. And then we took it offline. We got to meet at brunch, and I was like, yes. And then I'm coming to DC in February. It's in, so we're going to meet up again for brunch.
Can't wait.
You take it offline and you have a good time. Your personalities click and everything. And so it's a little bit different than Facebook or Instagram and all of that. It really is. And so this young queen right here is a mother. She right now have her 2 little ones at home, doing the homeschooling.
Yes.
And she works a full-time job. But I want you guys to understand that her full-time job is helping other people. She has a servant leader's heart. She's doing something that she loves, but at the same time, she's helping people. She is all things wealth and health, I should say, all things wellness. And you guys know that health is the new wealth. That social digital currency is a relationship, is a bonus. And I used to say relationships were the currency, but now your health is, because it doesn't make sense. If you are grinding all your life, are going in the rat race 9 to 5 all day long, not knocking 9 to 5, but that's just what life is. It does not make any sense if you're not able to enjoy the reapings of your hard labor. It doesn't make any sense. That's why they got Labor Day. Labor Day came from that. But what do we do most? Some people still work on Labor Day, but no, that is like the one day you really supposed to just take off because it was created for you.
Right.
So with that, I want to introduce you guys to this magnificent young lady who is all things fitness. I mean, the name of her business says it all. She's tailored for you. For you.
For you.
Tailored for you. So she doesn't say one size fits all. Y'all know how that go. You go, you're in a group class and the instructor is doing up tempo that you can't keep up with, and you get discouraged. I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking to myself. But if you want to be transparent, just put in the comments, type in me. But you be like trying to keep up and no, I can't do this. And guys, I got some issues with my back. And so I'm like, no, I can be doing she doing yoga, back business, that ain't my thing. And I was like, no, I don't need to do all this in my life. I'm just gonna do my walk. So if anyone is else like that, this is why she created her business, to make sure it's custom for you, because everyone is different. And when you guys go check out her Instagram, she just don't talk the talk. She walk the walk. That girl body is banging. She be doing these videos. I'd be like, where she get this energy from? I just told y'all where she had on her platter, right? I was like, I need something where she got it. But she really shows you, she encourages you. And she talks about high blood pressure. She talks about diabetes. I really don't come across a lot of fitness people who really just kind of get in the weeds of your health. They just want to get your body right. What's your goal? You're trying to get a bikini body, and they go aiming towards that. Well, I'm gonna just speak for me. That's what I have been used to in the past. But this one, not even the case. But I ain't trying to take all her thunder. I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit more about who she is and her business. What's up, girl? I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others. Dr. Yes, y'all hear me stutter. That'd be Dr. Tisha Robertson. Hey, honey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm like, woo, I'm gonna let you keep talking because you were just like pumping me up today. So I was just gonna sit back and just put my feet up and just listen this afternoon. So thank you so much today. It's so good to be on here because, like you said, those statistics, they were hard facts, hard truth. And it's something that us as ladies don't really pay attention to. We do all the work, we do all the grinding. And a lot of us, we don't go and seek for ourselves to get our own. We feel like, you know what? I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills. Or maybe it's just best I do what I do best, which is help. You know, that's how we, for generations, have always been the help or the person to help others to get to where they are. So thank you so much for just sharing those statistics. As you said, I am Dr. Tisha. My background goes way back to the island of Trinidad, but I'm gonna speed y'all up. I'm not gonna give y'all the whole boring story of my background, but part of it does help with my journey into where I am today. You know, growing up back in Trinidad, I was a heavier girl. Back in Trinidad, our Stapletons, the food that we enjoy to eat, y'all, rice, milk, and it had to be carnation milk, and anything that involved some type of bread, pasta, those were our things. And when my mom would put on the plate fish or anything healthy, I looked at it like, what is that? And I would turn up my face because I just did not want to eat it. So growing up, I wasn't familiar with the better or healthier options of food, the green veggies or fish, as you know, the omegas that you get from it and all the nutrients you get from it. I wanted everything else. I wanted the rice. I wanted the pasta. I wanted all of that. And that was every single one of my meals were what we call the unhealthier carbs. So growing up, I was heavier. At the age of 10, I also developed stretch marks, which they're still with me today. I tell people they are like my stamp of approval that this is where I was and look where I've gotten today. You can't see them, but you know, as I mentioned on a lot of my posts, you probably can't because I do wear tank tops. But at 10, getting stretch marks, y'all, let me tell you something. I was not happy growing up because of my weight and then developing the stretch marks. I always covered it up. I always wanted to be hidden because I blamed myself. I have 4 sisters. I was the only one that developed them. And stretch marks, for those that don't know, can be developed when you gain weight too fast, and sometimes for others when you lose it too quick. So my skin stretched and they just were with me. I did not like myself growing up, but I didn't feel like I needed to do anything about it. So I continued along my journey, my path. Wasn't until I got into pharmacy school, and this is where I realized my mom had developed diabetes and high blood pressure. And I would never forget, I was doing a clinical in pharmacy school where we had to check each other's blood pressure. And while one of my classmates was checking my blood pressure, my pressure was like 150/90. And for those that don't know, that's considered high blood pressure, especially if you continue to get that reading consecutively. It is high blood pressure. But then not only was that a wake-up call, but my mom, when she got diabetes and high blood pressure, it was like, wait a minute, Tisha, this could be you. And, you know, at first my mom, you know, she didn't really want to change her habits either. It wasn't until the doctor kind of told her, look, I might have to put you on some insulin, that she was like, wait a minute, y'all not sticking me and I'm not sticking myself all the time. And, you know, so I helped her with transitioning to help her with losing weight. And then also I had to do something for myself. All these years from when I said I was 10, leading up to me even being in pharmacy school, I'm not going to lie. I did every and anything to try to lose weight. When I say any and every little thing, y'all, let me tell you, from the pills to doing liquids only. And when I say liquids, I'm talking about just like water and juices all day, just to try it. Then I would never forget, I would not eat for like hours during the day. I would walk up and down my steps in my house just to try to lose weight. I would wear a trash bag, y'all, and these, I'm serious, this is the black trash bag. I poked holes in it and would say, let me go run up and down the steps. Every and anything. So I counted calories, like literally everything. So I would lose the weight, not gonna lie to you, lost it. But then it always kept coming back. always would come back, and I would have to go harder, keep going harder, keep doing more things that just were out of the ordinary. So it wasn't, like I said, until I decided to really make a change in terms of how I ate, and also making sure I added working out to it, working out the proper and the right way for my heart, not just to lose weight, but to make sure that my heart is healthy, and, you know, make sure to incorporate good sleep, all of that came with it. Also having the mindset. So that's kind of what got me to that journey of wanting to, basically, after helping my mom, I knew this was something that I needed to help other women in. Other women who keep trying and keep going through the rut of losing weight, gaining, losing weight, gaining. They just need the steps to just get them to do it the healthy way that they can sustain for longevity. So yeah, that's kind of my little background in a quick nutshell.
Wow, girl, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing, because you know, it's one thing to get in an industry and you not have that problem, or you never have that problem. Not knocking it, but I'll just be transparent. You know, for military, you know, dealing with counseling, when they now refer a provider to me, I'm looking to see whether or not they deployed to go anywhere in their career before they talk to me, because I've been talking with others, not knocking who haven't been, but there's a difference in my counseling between one who has been and one who has not been. And having a fitness person that's in your life that have been where most people are, you know, and seeing you, the success, that is so motivating. It's so inspiring. It gives you that courage, juice, you know, to be like, I can. She can, I can. She ain't no different than me. I can do this. You know,
100% true.
So, and you tell that story, and listen, you guys, this is some nuggets for you right now. Y'all heard the power of her story. That's what separates her from everybody else. Understand that. When you don't share and tell your story, you would just thought she was somebody, just a regular old, same old fitness person. Oh, they're talking about the beginning of the year, you know. No, she was real with you, transparent. Then her mom, then she's sitting in class getting a blood pressure from them. They're like, what?
Look, and let me tell you, with that, because of who I am, and when they got that reading, I made excuses. I made up so many excuses, like, oh, I was rushing over here. Oh, I'm just stressed. I'm tired. I made up, but then when the reading would come back again, and I would make up the same excuse, it's like, come on now, Tisha, this, something's off. So yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. So with that, I heard some things, because I'm gonna say it's probably one of the myths that I hear is like, you were doing juices, right? Basically juicing. Juicing is very popular right now.
It's very popular.
It's all I hear, you know, it's juice. And I remember my mom always saying, what goes around comes back around. Bell bottoms back in her day came back.
It's true.
It's
so true though.
Platform shoes, they came back, you know, the afros, they back, you know, she's like, y'all are doing things that we've already done. And I talk about juice, and she's like, yeah. For her, there was prune juice for them. They was doing prune juice, y'all. I had prune juice. That's nasty. They were doing cholesterol of olive oil, you know, so they was like, the stuff that you guys are doing, we have done that. So what do you think about that? Because you have experienced that now. What are the myths behind weight loss?
So, you know, let's touch on juicing for a minute, as you just mentioned. So the reason I touched on juicing is, now there's a difference with juicing and doing like smoothie or healthy smoothies. When I reference juicing, it's more of drinking those sugared or higher in calorie, those type of drinks that have higher contents of sugar in it. And those are which are not as healthy as if you wanted to do, for instance, a home smoothie that includes banana, spinach, some water, or almond milk in it, for instance. And, you know, you blend and mix that up. That is much more healthier than juicing. So that's what one of the myths I do want to kind of make sure I address so that people don't, you know, say, well, I do smoothies or I do some kind of shakes that include some healthy options. Yes, that is definitely where the route you want to go, but I'm talking more of those juices. But some of the other myths that I've heard, for instance, is, you know, as women, we can't lift weights to lose weight. We, you know, a lot of women, when they start a healthy journey and I tell them, you know, I want you to incorporate cardio with strength training, they kind of look at me funny. And they're like, but I'm trying to lose weight. And I'm like, I know, and I want you to lose that weight. But I'm going to be real honest with you. Like I said, I tried so many different things to get me to where I'm at today. I've tried so much. And before I really turned my life into the healthier path, I actually lost weight. But again, it wasn't the right way. So what I ended up doing was only cardio every single day with my trash bag on. Yes, y'all, I poked my holes and made my own little trash bag suit. I would get on the treadmill every day, 7 days a week. And all I did was get on that treadmill. And I coupled it with counting calories. And what I mean by that was, if the bag of potato chips said you can have 14 chips, I counted 14 chips. I ate whatever I wanted, but I made sure I didn't have more than 1,000 calories a day. So no more than 1,000 calories a day. Even if it meant I can go and get a Big Mac that day, that would be all I would have, was that Big Mac. But when you hear that, you're like, okay, wait a minute, Dr. T, what's that about? I lost the weight, y'all. Yes, I did. But let me tell you what also happened. Because I was only doing cardio, I dropped the weight, but my skin also dropped. In terms, what I'm trying to say is I had saggy skin. My skin was loose and it wasn't toned or tight. I also realized my cholesterol was not right. Because like I said, I was still eating what I want, but it was no more than 1,000 calories. If you cut calories, yes, it's going to work. But can you sustain some of these things that you're doing long term? And this is where some of these myths come in. So I lost the weight, but I only did cardio. I'm not going to lie to you. I too was nervous about adding and incorporating strength training. I thought, I'm going to bulk up. I don't want to be bulky. You know, that's the myth we hear, but it's so not true. If you couple doing cardio and what I call high impact training, which is like your burpees. Yes, y'all burpees. And I got an alternative for that too. And some strength training. And it doesn't even have to be with weights. You can start off with your own body weight as a strength training, doing some push-ups, doing some tricep dips. These type of things, let me tell you, it helps your body to shape and tone it. So that's one of the biggest myths that I want to debunk with ladies, that they feel lifting or using strength training, they're not going to lose weight and it's going to make them bulky.
Wow. You know what? I'm definitely raising my hand right here. Listen, y'all know I'm transparent. I'm going to tell the truth. Yep, that was me. And the only reason why I know about that garbage bag is because I just watched a biography of the first lady in Australia who won this horse championship, almost like to our Kentucky Derby. And like a woman has never won it. And she had to lose like 2 pounds or something like that within a crazy short span. She got that trash bag. She tied it all around her. And I was like,
it works. It will work.
It worked. It absolutely did. If I would have been looking at you like you're crazy, but
yeah. And I learned it because of, like you said, when I used to be in high school, the wrestlers, they had to be a certain weight. So in order to meet weight, they would run around the school and trash. I was like, well, if it's going to work for them, y'all, I'm going to try it too. But it's not sustainable.
And on top of that, women, I believe, I would say for me, when I did cardio and weight training, what I saw for myself, I dropped the weight, but as I was doing the weight training, I gained the weight. So the scale told me that in my mind that I was gaining weight and I was fat. But what I did not know is that yes, I wasn't wearing the same size though. So it was just confusing for a minute for me. I was like, okay, how am I gaining weight, but I'm not still the same size, that I was. And that's when I found out about body fat and body index, and I didn't know anything about that. But what the Army told me, which was I wasn't going to even pass whatever they was, I didn't give them a chance to try to take me, period. I didn't know what it was. So, but when I started having children, that's when it became a factor for me, because then I had to start getting taken. I was like, I don't know what this means. What does that mean? And it was detrimental. So can you expound on that as to like, why is it that when you do the strength training, you are gaining weight, but yet you're still a size smaller than what you were?
Because as I was explaining with muscle, when you're doing strength training, you're shaping and toning your muscles, and the muscle mass weighs differently than fat. You got to think of it as if you had some fat that's just sitting there compared to something that's lean, and they both can weigh the same thing, it looks different. For instance, if you put 5 pounds of butter in your hand and you put 5 pounds of lean chicken, you're going to look at it and see the difference. And that's the thing that we don't realize is we're focused so much on the scale. I tell people all the time, take pictures. Take measurements, look at yourself and look at how your clothes are fitting. Don't focus just on the scale. The scale can also be misleading when you're getting your body in shape and getting it toned. The scale may tell you something that you don't want to see, but your clothes may tell you something. You may put on a dress and be like, oh, wait a minute. So take pictures. Yes. Look at yourself in the mirror and do your measurements.
That's good. That's real good. I'm being transparent again. I didn't know about picture taking with the way doing your measurements with the tape until about, I guess, 2019, 2018. That's what I was like, I had my last child, which made me go back over my weight. I was like 175 pounds, knocking on 180. And she was the smallest of all the four children. She was the smallest one, but yet I was the biggest. But then I was also older, and I wasn't handling it too well. So
right.
I was with a trainer who was telling me take pictures, and I was like, "What's taking pictures gonna do?" You understand?
You would be so surprised.
It did. I was really, really surprised. So we talked about the myths. Now we talked about getting it off. But how do you keep it off? What's the control? How do you, because in the beginning, everybody's hitting it, bam, bam, bam. And then by the summer, they looking good, but then by the fall, it all done came back. How do you maintain control?
Okay, that's a great question, actually. First, I tell people, set realistic goals. They say that almost over 80% of people that set a New Year's resolution don't make it. The reason being is a lot of people, as I mentioned when we kind of briefly talked earlier, set these lofty goals. I want to lose 40 pounds by June so I can go and wear this bikini. But if that's all you want to lose the weight for, then yes, of course, after June, you're not going to go as hard. Not only that, but you when you start thinking about what all you have to do to lose that 40 pounds, you want to give up. A lot of people that go so hard in the paint, their body gets tired. They want to give up because it's so much you have to do to keep up with getting to that 40 pounds. So the first thing I say, you got to set realistic goals. You got to let's take a step back. Mindset. Your mind got to be there for the right reason. I always ask, what is your why? And if your why is to get into a bikini, then once you get into that bikini, your why goes away. When you set a why, for instance, for me, it was, I saw my mom flash right before my eye, and I said to myself, that could be me. I already mentioned I was on that trajectory of getting there. My blood pressure reading was high. My cholesterol was getting out of whack with how I was eating. So I saw myself there and I said, my why is I want my mom to live and I want to live too. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be on medication the rest of my life. That's my why. So I tell people, what is your why? And if your why is superficial, I want to lose weight for a wedding. I want to lose weight to go to Jamaica. I want to lose weight for this. You're not going to sustain it long term, because when you get to that point of that date, then what is your why? First, get that mindset. Get your mind together, knowing that you want to do this for a deeper reason. Then set realistic goals. On average, you lose 1 to 2 pounds on average a week. If your goal is to lose 10 pounds in 4 weeks, that's a bit extreme. So the things that you do to get there may be extreme and you're not going to want to sustain it. Also, don't feel like you have to give up the things you love because you want to be healthy. If you give up everything you want, what happens one day when you go through an emotional crisis, when something happens, when you're stressed at work, the kids are driving you crazy, or you come home and you just feel like it's up to the roof. You're going to turn back and just emotionally eat and continue to eat and continue to eat. So give yourself grace. Don't give up everything that you want to eat, but moderation and portion is key. Learn how to moderate and portion out what you love and enjoy to do. Get your why, set realistic goals, write them down, develop habits. What I mean by developing habits, if you haven't been walking and you say you want to lose 40 pounds in 3 months, and you haven't walked for months, that means you're going to get exhausted. Start with where you are. Maybe walk for 10 minutes each day. Then day 11, increase to 11 minutes. Day 12, go up to 12 minutes. Keep going up each day. And guess what? By day 30, you're up to 30 minutes. They say it takes 21 days to form a habit, but don't jump into something. I always give this story of the tortoise and the hare. I don't know if y'all remember it. But the tortoise and the hare started off that race. That hare took off with a dash, got tired and needed to rest. But that tortoise kept plugging and plugging and plugging and plugging until it eventually passed the hare, who thought he can catch up. But the tortoise kept plugging at a pace that was sustainable and that he can keep up with without having to take breaks, and that he knew he can keep going. Think of a weight loss or healthy journey as the tortoise and the hare. Don't take off with a dash. Take off at a pace that you can build upon so that you can sustain it.
Wow. It's not a sprint, y'all. It's a marathon. Okay.
Yes.
He ended up winning. Hello. So you basically describe it is a lifestyle change that needs to take place, not an event change, but a lifestyle change.
You hit it. I like how you said it.
You're good.
Yep.
Wow, that is amazing, because I don't think many people do get it. You know, like when you break it down, like what you just did, it was really clear for me to see she's talking lifestyle. These are lifestyle changes that you're making, because when you make a lifestyle change, it stays with you. When you make the change, it's over just as quickly as the event came and it's gone.
It's gone.
You know? Period. A wedding, you know, I have so many clients who are always like, I got to get in this dress. I got to get in this dress. And then after the dress is done, it's done, it's over. So, wow, it's amazing. So listen, you've hit on your journey. You hit on the myths of, you hit on the control piece. You hit on the strategy of basically the struggles of how you got started in your journey. But as an entrepreneur in this field, what are some of the struggles you've been seeing?
Some of the struggles, to be honest with you, is one, realizing that when I'm trying to empower, it's not about me, and knowing that I have to empower for others. So what I share, how I educate, how I communicate, it's not about me. It's for my audience. So I struggle with, of course, the big term everyone has been hearing lately, imposter syndrome, and trying to make sure that I'm resonating and being me. I would tell you, I've always been a very quiet, shy person. I did not want to share myself on social media. I felt like oversharing, then people will be like, I'm tired of seeing her. Here she go again. Oh Lord, there go Tisha again. But I had to realize, Tisha, you're not here to empower every single body. Right. You're here to empower the right women who need to see it, who need to hear it. I tell people this all the time. Heart disease is the #1 killer. Obesity is on the rise. We are in a health pandemic. I'm not here to worry about what everyone has to say, the comments. I'm here to reach those who need to get up and move, those who need to change their eating habits, those who need to stop this statistic from continuing to go. So that was one of my issues. My second was realizing, Tisha, you don't have to do this all alone. There were some things that honestly are not in my lane. And I had to realize, in order to reach and connect with more women, I had to stay in my lane and get assistance and get help. So if that meant that I needed a virtual assistant to help do some things, especially with website design or getting into certain memberships, helping me with a membership site, then I needed to do that. If it meant getting someone to help with some graphic design, then I needed to do that. Because I'm gonna tell you, that opportunity cost of time and allowing me to get more time to do things that I know, and I know that's in my lane, is so important. Yes. So those are some of the things that for me kind of was that struggle that I had to realize in the beginning.
Yes. Thank you. I love the realness. I love the realness. No fuss, no like, no. She was like, first of all, I need to know when I need to stay in my lane.
I got to stay in my lane. I'm not good at everything.
I love it. And I love the transparency of imposter syndrome. A lot of people do not want to admit that they even got caught up in that, you know. And honestly, one of my transparent moments again, I didn't even know what imposter syndrome was until I got on Clubhouse.
Me neither. I was in so many rooms and I was like, what are they talking? I had to go Google it. I'm gonna be real with you too. I was like, what are they talking about?
I was like, oh, that's a thing. I was like, oh, you know, I'm telling y'all, Clubhouse, it'll make you learn a whole bunch of stuff. Like,
it really does.
You pay for this? Ooh, I mean, it's amazing because you know there's needs in this world, and people, their brain are forward thinkers, you know, and there's some that never was born to be a 9-to-5er, nor did they ever work 9-to-5. They were always, they were the little kids selling the candy, 5-cent candy, 25-cent, making it, you know, making money and having it, you know, because, you know, we was hungry at school. It's like, okay. Those guys right there were the ones who were growing up, like running their own companies, running their own business. They were never made to be created to work for somebody else. When you get to hear them, when you get to hear these things, you learn about all this other stuff, imposter syndrome, you know, like what? Like, okay. But you went through it, you got through it, and now that's another story you share, because I'm pretty sure a lot of clients in the fitness line, let me just speak on me, I can just see how imposter syndrome can really take effect when you're trying to get your body right, you know, because again, society, with these Barbie dolls, for example.
Right.
Barbie dolls are just always been skinny. They never had no curve, no shape, no nothing. Blonde hair, blue eyes. And if they had the black Barbie, her hair was silky and all that stuff. But thank the Lord, God gave somebody the thought of OMG dolls.
Yes.
I'm telling you. And if y'all don't know what they are,
you need to go Google them right now.
You don't have to go, you don't have to go to, you ain't have to have children to understand what we're saying. You will see it in the box when you pass by. These OMG dolls got curves. They got hair like mine.
And that's the one thing, another thing that I always share. Everybody is uniquely and wonderfully made.
Yes.
When you look and compare yourself to somebody else and say, I want to look like that person, You may not ever look like that person. Me and somebody else can be the same exact weight and look completely different. You got to strive to be you at a healthier weight.
Basically.
So.
Mic drop.
Hey.
So, that was good. That was good. So what, as we get ready to wrap up, what is something that you wish you had known when you got started that you now know?
That this is a journey, and everybody goes through so many different ways to get to the same endpoint. And that another thing is that you're going to go through ups and downs, highs and lows. Life throws us so many curveballs, and how you deal with it is going to help along the way. When I started and I tried to do so many different things, I would always beat myself up. Like, it's my fault. Well, this is why you got stretch marks. It's your fault anyway. I would always speak negative to myself. I would always beat myself up internally, because I felt like I did that to myself.
Yeah.
And I want to tell everybody else that who else is out there struggling, that you're not alone. Stop beating yourself up. Stop talking those negative thoughts, because that's what's keeping you where you are. Get help if you need the help. Start with something small, even if it means, like, for instance, for breakfast, you're going to start with fruits instead of the breakfast sandwich. Start small and know that you too can do it. Yeah. I always believe that I am no different from anybody else. If I can do it, let me tell y'all, you can do it. And I just did not see the foresight of what the future had. And each step of the way, I wanted to give up. Each step of the way, when I gained back weight, I wanted to just beat myself up. Each step of the way, there was that negative thoughts. So I just wish I saw earlier when I was that 10-year-old girl, because I was so not happy and not in a good space, that I didn't truly enjoy a complete childhood, because I didn't like who I was. But if I would have known what I know I could have saw in my future, I would have just, done some things differently. But everyone has a past. Everyone has a course of life to get you to where you are. And I just wish that I can just share with everybody out there. Stop beating yourself up. Stop with the negative thoughts. Stop letting other people bring you down, and realize you are uniquely and wonderfully made. And if you are also overweight, struggling with trying to lose weight, and also wanting to be a healthier version of yourself, no, you too can do it. Just start with something small so you can build upon it. It's a journey, not a race.
Yes. And with that, y'all, mic drop. You have been so encouraging and uplifting. I know that the audience is going to find value out of it. And if they don't find value, I know they don't share this with someone who can and needs to hear it, because sometimes they need to hear from somebody else other than that family member or that spouse or that boyfriend or girlfriend. So this is great for them to learn. But how can they find you? Where can they find you at?
So on Instagram, my Instagram page the handle is @TaylorFitForYou. So Taylor, TaylorFitForYou. That's the best place to find me. Follow me there for information, education, tips, tricks, all of the above. And also, if anyone needs to email me, it's the same, TaylorFitForYou@gmail.com.
Love it. Thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. It's an honor. Listen, y'all, when people are on here, they don't get paid for their services. They don't get paid. This is
my payment. My payment is inspiring all those women out there that need to hear it. Not everything needs to come with monetary value. And that's what some people don't realize. I'm not doing this only just to seek all the pros of getting money. No, we are truly an obese
community
being. We gotta take control.
Yes. And that is the honest to goodness truth, period. Because when you see little ones go around, and just to sign up with my child, and again, transparent, we went to the doctor, I think November, yep, November, and she was getting her checkup and everything, and she went in and she was like, I'm fat. She, she was on cheer and everything, and she looks at her pictures and she see how small she was, and she's like, Mommy, now I got a big belly. And I said, yeah, you got a big belly. I said, but we'll work it out. We walk, and then, we just got to eat in moderation. You go to
right.
You love Granny's cooking. That's okay. But the doctor told her something that was so nice, because she was above. She's above in the average percentile. And I'm sorry, I am her mom. And the reason why I want her to be better, and this is exactly what I told her. I said, you don't want to get stuck with needles. You don't want to get stuck with needles, do you? Do you want to stick yourself with needles in the belly or in your arm? Mommy grew up with her cousin at the age you are now. She was dependent on medicine that she had to give to herself every day. She didn't have a choice, but you do. Right. So do you want to do that? I said, so we're going to work out, we're going to walk. And then, but when mommy's not around you, you just got to eat in moderation. You can go ahead and take a little bit, get a granny cookie.
That's the key.
But
that's the key.
And the doctor was like, we're not at the lose weight phase, young lady. He said, what is your favorite thing to do at school? She said, recess. He said, we're going to have lots of recess. He said,
lots of recess. That's what I like. That's good. So,
adults, we're going to have lots of recess. This pandemic has had us in the house for about a good over a year and a half for some people.
And as you see, it's not going anywhere. So even while you're indoors, do something. I say, if you have stairs in your house, right, and you're working from the first floor and you need to go to the bathroom, we at least need to go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times in a workday. For those that are working at home, go to the bathroom on the second floor. Take them stairs up and down about 5 times during the day. It's so much we can do when you Netflixing and chilling. Get up every 5 minutes and do some jumping jacks. Do some high knees, Netflix and jump jacks. There you go. That's the new saying for 2022.
Netflix and jump jacks, not Netflix and chilling. Hey, I love it. As we exit music, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We want you to go ahead and share this. We like heart. Sharing is caring. We love you, and there is nothing you can do but simply love us back, right? And with that being said, we want you to be safe out there in the pandemic streets. Wash your hands, wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart. And as we close, you can take your hands above your head, raise them up in the air like you just don't care. Crisscross them like applesauce in front of your chest. Give yourself a big old squeeze and consider yourself hugged and loved virtually.
Yes.
Take care, y'all. Be good.